Last autumn, in a field not far from here, a farmer planted some wheat. It started as teeny tiny seed in the soil and grew a teeny tiny bit, just enough to poke its teeny tiny head above the ground before winter came. The nights got so long and the soil got so frozen, all the teeny tiny wheat could do to survive was to put on its teeny tiny winter coat. So it stopped growing and went to sleep. The farmer had enemies who didn't care much about farming. They thought the farmer's teeny tiny wheat was rubbish, so they snuck into the field at night to plant something they thought was much better. When spring came, the sun came up, the soil warmed up, and the wheat woke up, ready to grow into something much less teeny tiny. But it had a surprise. Next to it was leafy green weed that was already looking big and strong. "Who are you?" said the teeny tiny wheat in a teeny tiny voice. "I'm the plant that's been busy growing here while you've been sleeping," said the weed, whose big, confident voice was anything but weedy. "Did you want something?" "Yes," said the wheat. "This is my farmer's field, and he put me here to grow. I'm going to get big and strong." "Well, you're not doing a very good job. I think this farmer, whoever he is, if he even exists, won't be very impressed with you." Over the spring and summer, both plants did what they naturally did. The weed plopped open more green leaves which tasted nasty to anything that tried to nibble them, and dropped poison into the soil to protect its ground. But the wheat grew into the air, from teeny tiny to big and tall, carrying hundreds of new delicious wheat seeds on its slender stalks, and it loved feeding some to birds whenever they needed them. "Look at me," said the wheat. "I'm growing tall now, much taller than you. Look how much I can carry and give." "I'm not impressed," replied the weed. "You're so skinny, and birds keep taking advantage of you. I protect myself to stay green and strong, but you're giving everything away and starting to go all yellow and brittle. You know what that means? You won't even live till winter. I don't really see the point of you, to be honest." "But the farmer planted me," said the wheat. "I love how I look. I love what I do. And I don't know what's going to happen to me, but I think the farmer does." "If we ever see this farmer," said the weed, "I think I'll show him that I'm better than you. I'm stronger, I can grow all year round, and I protect myself. No one can feed on me, so I'm doing a much better job than you. If there is a farmer, what was he thinking?" The wheat couldn't answer that, but it finished what it could do, growing just a bit taller before it turned yellowy brown and dried up altogether. The weed laughed, thinking it had won its battle, as the wheat seed started to droop down from overhead. The wheat had given its whole life to these seeds, and they were about to fall to the ground when the farmer came with his combine harvester and many farm workers. They chopped everything down, the wheat and the weeds, and separated them. The weeds couldn't feed anyone and only made animals sick, so the farmer threw them away. But the workers gathered the wheat and processed the seeds because they could support so much life. Some ended up as pasta. Some got put into cakes and pastries and biscuits. The farmer loved to make bread with them to feed his family and share with his friends. The wheat became all of these things, and there was enough left over to sow back into the soil to make even more wheat. The wheat, turns out, was a lot like the farmer, living to give life. And what the farmer knew, that his enemies didn't, was that his wheat was full of life, even when it looked frozen or frail or broken. He had put it in his field to love living and giving, living and giving, living and giving forever.